Ooh, I think we're early, and I think I just clicked start early, and that was a mistake. Got 4 minutes, and I was trying to do something about showing the chat in the live stream window, but unfortunately, that's not going to happen. Anyways, just to introduce what we're going to do today, since we got 4 minutes, the idea is that we're going to do a video analysis AI agent on planks. And we're going to build the backend on Momen. Once that's built, we're first going to show the resulting app that's a combination of Momen and Lovable. And in the future, we're going to also introduce the ability to connect to Momen using cursor, right? We're going to do cursor plus some kind of deployment for the front end. And once we had these two platforms, later, probably this month or next, we're going to put in like payment, which is going to be cool. So it's going to be like Lovable plus payment or cursor plus payment, and then you have like a paywall. Once you have the paywall, you can now monetize your fancy AI agent. Well, the one we're going to do today is going to be fairly simple because I just didn't have time to set it up. But later, we're going to gradually work on these so that it has payment, it has permission control, and it's going to have like usage limits and all that. All right, another 2 minutes to go. Let's take a look at what really. Now, let's see. We're gonna just take a look at what sparked all this. We're gonna go back to this anyways, but yeah. So I saw this post on Reddit, and there's some bit of interest in like how to do a fitness and sports AI analysis tool. And I thought, why not just make that a live stream topic? And yeah, and then also like previously you had to upload that to YouTube and then use a video on Gemini AI and then the AI Studio. Well, that's because Gemini has a limit on what to do with the video before you can analyze it. If the video is anywhere longer than I think 7 MB or a certain length, and that's easily exceeded, and that's one thing that Momen tries to resolve for you by removing much of that limit. Although we're still working on perfecting that. So, anyways, I think it is time. It's already. Oh no, this is not what we're gonna play. We're gonna look at this. Yeah, it is now time, and then let's get started. So welcome everybody. This is another Moment live stream, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask. As always, I will try to. What did this do? No, that was wrong. I'm trying to pop it back in. I have like a chat window that I'm trying to visualize so that I know what you guys are talking about. Give me just a second. Okay, here we go. Yeah. So, Moment is a full stack website, a full stack no code web app development platform. And we have pretty good support for building integrated AI agents, and that lets you use data from the database, use tools, which we're not going to use today. It supports multi-model inputs, including, for the moment, just videos and images. In the future, we are going to introduce audios and all other types of modalities too. Today, we're going to run through an example that I built in Momen with Lovable as a front end. You can build front ends in Momen too, and in fact, the entire website, as you can see, is built in Momen. So you can build fairly complex and comprehensive user interfaces in Momen. But if you really like something super quickly, we can use Lovable for that. Okay, so to start with, we have a code that we are going to share with you that's valid for 24 hours post this live stream, so you can try things out. It is Vibe Fit, and that is for 30% off a plan if that's what you want to try out. And all right, what do we build in the first place? This is our Lovable app. I posted the link into the chat, and once you go in there, you can see this thing is fairly standard Lovable stuff. I have not created an account as far as I remember, if I forgot, but everything that this thing does talks to the Momen backend rather than Supabase. Obviously, if you do want to use Supabase, that is entirely up to you. But Supabase is targeted at developers. By that, I mean code developers, because anything complex, including it's custom JavaScript logic or row-level security, is all done in code, and there's no other way around. So let's try to sign up, as I have not signed up. And in here, the reason I'm showing this F12, we call it just F12, or you call it, people like, you can get it in here, inspect, and go to network. This to show you that everything goes through Momen's backend. And I can click, all right, and then you can see that I have now created a account. We have created an account using Momen's backend, and this is going to villa.moment.app with a GraphQL endpoint. Momen uses GraphQL behind the hood, and we get this registration successful thing showing up here. We're gonna upload a plank video. So this fitness journey, as the name suggests, it's called Plank Pro. It helps you to do planks. And let me find my planks. Let's find a reasonable plank. I'm uploading the plank. It is done. It's fairly small, so I think the entire thing. Did I fully? Let's see. What does it do? It's now uploading. In fact, it does the upload after the. I think. Sorry. Where does the upload happen? Upload happens. Oh, that's very small. I thought it was going to be much bigger, but that is what we have. All right, so before we look at the results, let's take a look at what the plank actually does. So that's what the plank does. That's coming from Adobe stock. The guy's is struggling a little bit doing some stuff, and he's shaking around a bit, and he's now getting up. Okay, that's the content of the plank. And unfortunately, I've lost my previous link, so that's now gone. I have to redo this. So just as a reference, I'm going to open it up in here so that we can refer back to this. And let's see if I can make this loop. Yeah, we'll just make a loop. and have it keep playing. We'll go back here, upload the plank video, and let's see if this thing is uploaded. Well, I think it is all uploaded. Oh yeah, it's true, because this is the size only reflects the downloaded portion. So the actual video is now uploaded. We're gonna analyze the form. This goes to the, you can see here it says start agent, that actually invokes the agent on Momen side. And once that's done, we get a assessment. It says overall assessment needs adjustment. Okay, so it's another way of saying bad. Form breakdown. Core. Your lower back is sagging, indicating the core is not fully engaged. Or maybe you just don't have a strong enough core. That legs look engaged and straight, providing solid base. So that's good. Glutes. Squeeze your glutes more to help you lift your hips and support your lower back. Okay. Your hips are dropping significantly. Aim to keep them level with your shoulders. Good advice. I mean, let's take a look. Well, he is not very stable with his ass. Neck. Good job keeping your neck neutral line. Shoulders well aligned with your elbows. Okay, so essentially it's saying that your the person's lower back, core, and hips are not doing well. Injury prevention. To protect your lower back, focus on pulling your belly button towards the spine and to prevent your hips from dropping. Next step in the plank playbook. Try dynamic plank short sets. Hold perfect plank for 10 to 15 seconds, rest and repeat. This builds strength with good form. Cool. So how do we get this? I don't know what this does. Let's take a look. Start recommended, that doesn't do anything. It's just a random button. That's typical Lovable for you. So how did this work? Right, this is let's see if I can just generate a new viewer link. I'm gonna paste it in the chat and you can take a look. So this is the project, the Momen project that the Lovable project connects to. As you see, there is no front end. We just put an instruction here to tell you that you can go to the AI button. Once you click AI, you can see there's a plank coach. How did we configure the plank coach? Whoa, lots of prompts. But it's actually not that bad. So we have an input, which is the video that corresponds to the input that we gave it. And then we have the role, says you're a professional fitness coach specializing in plank exercise evaluation. All right. You analyze the user's workout video to check posture, stability, and muscle engagement. That's all good. What do we do specifically? Well, you have to do, the goals are broken down into steps. First, detect the user's body alignment and motion during the plank in the video. Provide an overall comment on the performance. Excellent, strong, steady, solid start, needs adjustment. Well, that needs adjustment, when I said it was bad, I think it should be like really bad. Really bad. Let's just change it to really bad. And solid start is just bad. We just call it so-so. Let's be very harsh, but that's just me. Anyways, so-so. So we got excellent, strong, so-so, bad, and really bad. All right. Identify mistakes or weaknesses per body part. Now, what body parts are there? Well, that's in here. Suggest injury prevention tips by detecting risky movements. Recommend a next exercise or variation from the plank playbook. And where is the plank playbook, right? That's another question we'll have to answer in a short moment. Oh, by the way, feel free to click into the editor link in the chat, because then you can just you can directly look at how this thing's set up. The checklist includes core, shoulder, hips, neck, legs, and glutes. And then we have constraints, basically, this is like cover your ass constraint. Don't give medical diagnosis. Keep tone friendly, supportive. Oh, wow, I mean, really bad and so not that friendly, but we'll let it slip. Feedback must be clear and simple, suitable for non-experts. Cool. If video quality is poor, politely ask for clearer angle. But actually, this is not gonna work. This is not gonna work because we didn't give it a place to express that. So I'll point out where this doesn't work. Now, the answer of where the Planck playbook is coming from is actually from the context. It actually has it's fetching from the database, which has the Planck playbook, and we're getting the type, level, variation, how to perform, focus, and image examples. Well, this image example is actually not going to work that well. It's actually useless. And then Planck guidance. That is, the guidance contains a set of instructions on how to perform the actions and what are the key points to watch out for. We'll look at what's inside there just as we finish the rest of the agent setup. So here, we are using something called structured output to let the agent output something that can be structurally seen in the UI. As you can see in here, we don't just have a blob of text that says, oh, you should do this, that, and this, or a list of a markdown, which is very typical for AI output. What we are getting here is a structured output that is now mapped into a structured UI. So inside the user interface, we have the form breakdowns in here, and we have the injury prevention, and we have next steps. So those are separate UI elements mapping exactly to the structure inside the agent's output. And you can see we are breaking it down to overall comment, which maps to where's our overall comment. Well, apparently it's not being displayed, so such as that. That's AI for you. It's been ignored. We have the body parts checklist, and we have core, shoulder, hips, neck, legs, and glutes, and that's corresponding to this thing here. Core, legs, glutes, hips, necks, and shoulders, 6 of them. And we have injury prevention tips, and that's in here. And next steps. The next step, which is the next step form from the Planck playbook. That's exactly here. Okay, so we have the mapping here, and then let's take a look at what we got from the Planck playbook and Planck guidance. So the tables are set up in Momen's data tab. So here you have set up a Planck playbook, and it contains all the things that we just saw. And if you take a look at the actual database, and that's what it shows. So we get the Planck playbook, which has like core level 1's forearm plank. It looks like this. Oh, that's actually a very good form. That's very good form. High plank. That is also a very good form. But anyways, that's the how to perform. Lie on the side, stack feet, lift hips, put body on one forearm. Option, bend the lower knee for modification. All right, fine. Focus and benefits. Targets obliques, lateral stability, and balance. Wow, that's okay. Okay, fancy stuff. So those are the stuff that's sent into the agent when we perform it. I'm going to run a debug session with the agent just so that you can see how this plays a part in our agents how it functions. And here we have the Planck guidance. These are the things that you should watch out for. How do you do it, and then what to watch out for. And that's all we send into the agent. So in here, let's upload the same video. So we're going to use the Planck one. That's the same video that we just saw. You can click start. And the prompt is formed by the row that was in here. That's exact mapping. The goals, that's exact mapping. The context, which is coming from here. So you can see that the context says, fairly long. From the database, Planck playbook, blah, all everything about the Planck playbook. And then in fact, we have another, it's going to be a JSON. So for us to be slightly less annoyed with the formatting, AI is not very sensitive to this, but humans are. We're going to use JSON formatter, and we're going to take a look at what's in here, and we're going to make it nicer. Yay, here we go. Make it big. From the database, Planck playbook, that's everything from the Planck playbook that we have selected. And then if we collapse this, we have the Planck guidance and different steps, and that's the data from the database. That's all sent to the AI. Now the constraints is coming from here. And then because we ask the AI to output in a structured form, we have to tell it what kind of structure that we want. And that is exactly what the AI output. So we had a next step, that's try dynamic Planck, short set, that's the same one. Overall comment, this time it says solid start. Wait, didn't I just change this? Probably, let's see. Did I change this? Oh, I think, yeah, there's a comment in here. That's why it's using solid start. It's overriding what I wrote here. So let's be less friendly. Yay. Restart. This time we'll get our excuse me. Sorry. Okay, this time our output is now gonna be bad. Yes, bad. Much clearer, bad. Okay, your lower back is sagging significantly, showing a loss of core tension. That's, you can see this in the body part checklist, and that will map to here. The words don't exactly match because, well, it's AI for you, right? You don't want the AI to be completely deterministic. It has to, that's how you get the intelligence, and that's all how you get the hallucinations. And in there, injury prevention tips. Okay, so that's how it's done. Now, before we look at how we connected Lovable to Momen's agent backend, we are going to upload a new video. Let's take a look at something that's probably less bad or something. I don't know. Let's see. Analyze my form. Oh, by the way, all the analysis that's performed in here has a record in Momen's database, and we'll look at that as we finish looking at the result of this particular analysis. Is it longer? I don't know. Let's take a look what the other Planck is. We have the Planck 2. That's not very good. That's not very good at all. Anyways, I think let's see what our AI says. Okay, here we go. It says steady. Oh, the reason it says steady rather than saying, you know, bad or something is because I didn't really update. I never ran sync change to the backend, so it only takes the changes I made in the prompt only takes effect when I'm debugging. It's designed to be that way, so when you're actually changing and testing your agent, it doesn't affect things that's running in production. So if you do want that to change, you have to click this. Let's do that. Why not? So it says legs look strong and engaged. Glutes is hips bad. Hips began to drop near the end. Your neck is in great neutral. I mean, is that really true? You got a dog running around. So I guess don't ask the AI for too much. Let's take another look at one more Planck. Oh, this is actually looking not bad. Other than her lower back is sagging a little bit. This is not looking bad. Let's take a look at that. Uh-oh. I should just upload a new one. Plank 3. Yeah, I think we have run into a problem with the Lovable's front. It's making a mess of state management. Recall that I clicked on analyze the video again before I clicked on upload. Yeah, you see. Okay, actually not. No. It's not completely messed up. It's now returning back to our AI plank analysis, and also I'm sure the progress bar of that video upload wasn't really useful because it never showed a progression. It probably just started with 0 and it was 100%. And that's again, okay, here we go. So this time. Hips are a little too high. Try lower them. Neck slightly dropped. Did she drop her neck? Or is this AI showing crazy stuff? Try an incline plank. This time it goes lowering your hips and pull your belly button towards. Okay, so that's lowering hips. Yeah, lowering hips and protect lower back. So this is apparently still not good enough for the AI. I mean, just try something again. Try something really bad this time. Oh, this is gonna be funny. Yeah. So let's take a look at what this particular one did. So that's the plank. I mean, it's barely a plank, but let's see what the AI says about it. Analyze my form. I'm sure AI is going to give me a really hard time on what the hell is happening. All right, really bad. This time it says really bad, and that's really good because that's exactly what I thought about that plank. So good. It's working. So how did this work? Let's construct the entire thing from the get-go. So I show you how to construct the AI and how we connected those two things together. So as we do that, we're gonna open up a new editor. I'm gonna replicate this entire thing, right? So I'm gonna get myself a new project. I'm gonna call myself. I'm gonna do a monthly payment, but since I have an infinite amount of credits, I call this plank. Plank. Okay. Oh, by the way, you don't need the $99 per. Actually, you can get the free one. No, you should. We should use the free one. Let's use the free one. Free plank. Okay, here we go. We get the free plank. We have nothing in here. We have nothing in here. So first, let's create the tables. We wanted those two tables that tell us how to do plank and then how to do progression. So we got the plank. What was it called again? Plank playbook and plank guidance. And I hate capitalized names, so I'm just gonna do. The reason I don't like capitalized table names is because it looks weird in the database. You do whatever you want. Plank guidance. All right. So for our plank playbook, we're gonna add some columns, which is plank type. We'll do type, level, variation, modification. Okay, so we'll do type. That's just a text. Level. I think level is also text. That's all text. Variation. modification. By the way, I use underscores a lot. That's because I'm just a coder. It makes me feel better. It makes me feel warm and fuzzy when I see these things. It's called snake case, in case anyone cares to know. Focus and benefits. And we don't want image example. Oh, by the way, when you see that I added a text field and you select text, you can see there's enabling of vector storage. You're not allowed to use it in a free version, but once you upgrade to anything above free, you get to use vector storage, and that's very useful for vector similarity lookup, and that's very common when people do RAG, retrieval augmented generation. All right, we'll finish up the Planck guidance. What do we have in Planck guidance? Have step, action, and key points tips. A step is an integer. We call it big int. That's because we were... Yeah, it's just bad name. Action. That's just text, some textual... and key points and tips. All right, we'll select text for that. We will synchronize the changes in the database to the backend because the backend is a real Postgres database, and then it does need to be, the tables need to be adjusted after you change it on the front end. That's now done. But obviously it has no data, right? So let's import that data. And I think I have that data with me. But if I don't, it won't be too bad. Okay, so we'll do this guy and this guy here. So I think this is the Planck playbook. And we got a type. And the reason, the reason I didn't want these capitalized letters because they have to be like they have to be renamed on the API level, and that is quite annoying. So, but let's just do that. Planck type level, and the reason we have these arbitrary numbers, the random numbers here, is to make sure that we don't have name collisions. Because once you do have name collisions, everything blows up. Verification, how to perform, and focus. All right. We won't have any data conflicts in here because it's an empty table, but we'll see. Import to, and the next one is this table. We'll import that into guidance, step, action is action. And also you see if your field name and then the file column name, which is exactly as an API name, matches exactly, we're going to match it for you. And we'll import them. And now they're done. We have the data. Next step, we're going to create the agent. So by default, your agent's AI model is going to be GPT-4o Mini. We have a slew of selections for you to choose. But if you do want to use, in fact, we should update this model. We should have a newer model, but whatever. If you want to analyze video, the only choice you have now is to use Gemini. Gemini also has this fancy thing that allows you to upload 3,000 images in one analysis, which is very good. So we'll just keep it like that. And remember, we had the Planck video input. The type is going to be a video. And the row we're going to copy here, copy and paste, because I don't want to type this whole thing. And also I have already shown you how this works. So we're just going to copy and paste, as simple as that. Now it's in here. The goals will do the same thing. Feel free to try this on your own, by the way. You can get yourself a free account, a free project. In fact, we don't have a concept of free accounts or paid accounts. It's all project-based. Get yourself a free project. You get 100,000 AI points, which translates to what? Where we have translates to 100,000 tokens approximately input, and like or something like 12 or 11,000 tokens of output. And we'll put in the constraints as well. Okay, here is the prompt template done. You can insert, so you can insert other parts into the prompt as well if you really want. So in here, since I don't have any input, I can only choose from constant data, which is like things that don't need any additional context, or logged in user, in which case this AI agent can only be invoked by a logged in user. In this case, we won't do any of that. We'll select the two tables that we have just created. We are not going to limit the number of rows. We're going to import the entire database. We're not going to filter anything. And we don't care about IDs created at or whatever. We only care about type, level, variation, how to perform, and focus and benefits. Similarly, that goes for plan guidance. We'll get rid of the limit and we'll set the filter. We'll unset the filter. The reason we have this thing here is to prevent you from accidentally importing the entire database into your prompt, which is going to cost you a lot of money if your table is large. So we'll get rid of those, and that's enough. So that's in. And now the crux of the thing. Okay, so let's see if I can get this correct. Okay, we got the overall comment. By the way, overall comment really should be... that's actually there. That's actually not the comment, that's a rating. Damn it. We should call it overall rating. I'm just going to call this overall rating because that's what it really is. Required, and the valid options are just good and bad. Only 5 valid values are these. Okay, cool. Now we're gonna have an object of a body part checklist. I mean, you can skip this encapsulating object. You can just put these down. But since this thing has a common comment, says like keep everything under 20 words. Otherwise, you have to like repeat the comment everywhere. So I guess this is useful. We'll call this, we'll make it an object, body parts checklist. And we'll make that required. Put this in. And then we'll just enter the, what do we have? Put it up. Core, shoulder, hips. Core, shoulder, hips, neck, legs, and glutes. We'll make them all required because we do want the AI to comment on all of them. And then what do we have? Injury prevention tips. Injury prevention tips. And we'll keep it not required, and next step under 30 words. Okay, fine. Oh, by the way, AI is not very good at following those instructions. If you say under 20 words, sometimes they do more than 30 words. But next step. But it's like humans, right? Humans are okay. They will get you like 25, 35, but they won't give you 200 words if you said under 30 words because we're not very good at counting words as we speak. Same goes for the AI. All right, this is all done. And we will synchronize the changes to the backend. As I said, any changes you make to, let's not call it agent 1. It's kind of stupid. Let's make it a plan coach. By the way, for anyone that's newly joining, feel free to ask any questions in the meantime if I see them, and I'll try to answer them. And what we're doing here is just making an AI agent to analyze your plank video. So let's take a look at our plank video, and then let's take a look at a really bad one. Fantastic. Let's take a look at our wrong plank 7. That's what I uploaded. The guy is playing with a phone and sagging to Jesus. And his neck is, yeah, well, nah, you shouldn't be doing this. So let's see what the AI says in this case. That's our prompt. That's exactly, hopefully, as what we saw previously. And come on. Come on. It will take a while. We'll have to upload the video before it does anything useful. Hey, next step, training class. Wow, maybe in here I should say like no next step. Just fix your current thing and don't go crazy. Let's do this. If the user is bad at, if the actor is bad at the current form, just say fix your form before trying anything else. Oh, maybe you should like downgrade, but whatever. That's what I would say. Like, if you're not good at what you're doing, make sure you're good at it before you try anything else, because otherwise you're just going to layer bad things on top of other bad things. Allow your hips to sag, put significant pressure on your lower back. Yes, the guy's going to destroy his lower back very soon if he keeps doing this. But he's showing an example of how not to do things, so we won't fault him for that. Now we have everything set up in Momen. As you can see, it was fairly easy to set it up. It took me about 10 minutes while explaining. So now the time comes to how to connect this stuff to Momen. Sorry, to Lovable. We have very conveniently set up a banner, so you can click on here. That takes you to this particular thing. Now, this is not what we are going to see later, because we did make a slightly nicer version of this, albeit incomplete. Let me just show you what we made before we go anywhere. That's like the nicer version of it. New landing page. We are missing a video because we haven't finished making the video, because we are not that good at producing videos. We are, in the end, a development company. We're not that good at making videos. You probably noticed already looking at our YouTube channel. So, this is going to be good enough too. So we are going to be in here, going to the AI agent blueprint. And how do we get that? We go to the AI that we just created. We're going to copy the definition. I'm going to paste it in here and click generate prompt. Typically, this will take less than 10 seconds, but depending on the day, because we do have some AI processing. In fact, what you just clicked is an action flow which invokes another AI agent in order to generate this prompt for us. So now we have this prompt ready. You can take a look at this at your own leisure. I will paste it in the chat, but doesn't fit. Sorry, chat doesn't allow me to paste so much stuff. But once you click on the button, it takes us to Lovable. And do I have any credit? Oh, damn it. I have 5 credits left. All right. Should be enough. Let's see. We'll paste the entire thing in. It goes through the background, what you should do, what the applications, what the application is trying to do, who this is targeting, what the core functions are, what styles we should be using, and how to connect to Momen's backend all in here. I'll probably create like a Google Doc or something and post a link, because actually, let's just do that. I'll just paste it in here. So we call this, oops. No, I don't want to start it. Call it Lovable prompt for plank free, as we did use the free one. Copy link, and I'm going to share it to the entire world. By the way, if you use this and it doesn't work, it's because you ran out of credits, because AI does cost money. And as we generate, this is now generating. I just clicked generate. I'm going to post the link to the chat. This is going to typically take you up to 5 minutes. So while we're doing that, so let's take a deeper look at what really goes into the Lovable prompt. This will also help you learn how to make prompts to communicate with AI coding tools such as Lovable. It could be Cursor, could be whatever other thing you're using, Claude Code, right? It all helps. All right. Background that we went through, task we went through, technical configuration. Okay, the front end is React, TypeScript, Vite. That's actually the default tech stack of Lovable. We're not inventing anything here. State management, we're going to use Apollo GraphQL client and React content. I mean, this is not really state management. This is more like communication management-ish, but we'll let it slip. Real-time communication, we're going to use WebSocket. While the subscription is really a GraphQL concept. So GraphQL subscription can run through WebSockets. Authentication, we're going to use JWT. Well, we should get rid of that because JWT stands for JavaScript Web Token. So this expanded goes to JavaScript Web Token plus local storage. Image processing, well, use file upload plus MD5 hashing. This is, you should say media processing. Media/file. That's what we really want. But apparently, images and videos are similar enough, and Lovable usually doesn't have a problem with it. And it will tell Lovable what requirements we need, and these are the things that some of them are specific to Momen. In fact, all of them are specific to Momen. So I don't know why we use Crypto.js, but that's okay. And the backend, how do you connect to Momen? And you can use this as a template for any other backend thing. Lovable does automatically, well, Lovable has Supabase connection out of the box, but if you want to use some other backends, such as say Xano or backend lists or one of those things, then you can use you can put it here. The protocol we're going to use is GraphQL. That's because Momen uses exclusively GraphQL. This URL is specific to our project. As you can see, that is the same string that identifies our project. You got an HTTP URL and then WebSocket URL. And then it explains how to do login. Once you're logged in, how do you should store the login token somewhere. So once you come back and try to do things, you don't have to log in every time you go to that page. How to do video upload. This is how we do it. And we explain the types of input and output and how to do AI agent invocation. So first you would make a post request with the specific configurations for that AI. And once you're done, how do you get the result? Because AIs take a long time, and that's why we adopt a asynchronous communication paradigm. So you send what it really means is you send a request. The system doesn't immediately respond with the result. It just says, okay, I'm starting your request. Here is an ID of your request. Go find me later to figure out whether I'm done. And when I'm done, I will send you the actual result. So the second step is when we communicate with the server on a later stage to ask it to always send us any update regarding that task, the conversation ID. If any changes happened to this conversation ID, we'll get notified. And then how to handle that that result. That's very code specific now. And we also explain what comes out of the AI agent. So in here, well, this could really be simplified. We don't really need these escapes, but it doesn't really interfere too much with the AI's, with Lovable's interpretation of the prompt. And that's what we did. That's mostly it. I mean, this is representing what we wrote here. We got overall rating, body parts, and next steps. And we have overall rating. Well, overall rating. Where's our body parts? And injury prevention and next steps. So that allows the AI to know what to show and how to make a structured user interface like this when the results are sent, right? So you show the result in a more digestible form rather than just a blob of text, which is very common with most AI agents. And then you have some miscellaneous explanation on how to deal with stuff. Let's take a look. Oh, hey, fantastic. This looks like it's working. We don't have an account yet. I'm gonna actually just hit publish and you guys can try it out. And this is our thing. I'll post this link in the chat and you guys can go in there with me. And try not to exhaust my tokens because I only have 100,000 to use. That's a free version. You can obviously buy more later. So I'm gonna sign up since that's a new project. I have no accounts. I'm gonna create an account. Okay, here we go. I'm not gonna save now. Perfect your platform. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. The steps are upload, analysis, and get feedback. All right, fantastic. I'm gonna upload. This time, let's do the ROM plank. The ROM plank is before I click upload. That's a 13 megabyte upload. These 13 megabytes ones will have to go on YouTube before you use the Gemini AI Studio, because it only accepts videos under 7 megabytes. And this is the one I upload just to make sure we're on the same page. The guy playing with the phone, sagging his hips and not keeping neutral position. He's showing us what not to do during a plank. Upload and analyze. Oh, fantastic. So typical AI problem. So let's try to fix this. So I'll click upload again. It'll give us an error. And here's an exception. So we'll copy the value of this, and this is how you do debugging. Well, if you don't know how to code, that is. And you let AI know that this is now broken. Hopefully AI will fix it for us. So let's take a look at what's actually going wrong here. What's going wrong? It says, shouldn't be capitalized. Yeah. Oh, no, this doesn't matter. Video pre-signed URL v2, blah, 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 blah. Validation error, field in type is undefined. Video pre-signed URL v2 is undefined. Okay, so is that what we sent? Video pre-signed URL 2. That is very odd. Okay, let me make sure I am not going crazy. Oh, I was stupid. It's not a v2. It's as long as you remove the v2, it'll be fine. Okay. I am going to stop it. And I am going to tell it it's actually not. Yeah, that's a bug in our that's a bug in our prompt. I'm sorry, I will fix that. Not v2. And then we'll send in the error. Send in the error again. Upload the video. It should immediately give us an error. And you can select, you can't really select this whole thing, but if you go to console, you can copy this entire thing and paste in the error. Let me just make sure this is the... Yeah, okay, that is the error. Because it's, yeah. Here we go, let's wait. This should... It's now uploading, changing some code. Now, if you haven't paid for Lovable, they don't actually allow you to change the code yourself. You can only change the code through Lovable's AI, which is very annoying because it's actually not that good of a code editor when it comes to... It's not bad when it's generating an entire thing from scratch, but once you try to update anything, it gets really difficult. So now it says it's fixed. So let's click again. Yay, this time. Fantastic. It's now uploading. Okay, cool. Live demos always carry the risk, but this time I can't blame on anything else because we have an error in our our prompt generator, which I have to fix. Here we go. This thing is now uploaded and analyzing. We do have an issue with this statement tracking. So the AI's, well, I mean, I guess it's not too bad. Eh? Overall rating bad. I mean, I would call this really bad, and I don't know how this come up with form quality. Probably because it's like it's like bottom 2 out of 5. That's why it gives 40%. Body alignment check. Detailed assessment of each body part during your plank. Blah, blah. While hips are sagging quite low. Lower back is significantly arched. Shoulders stable. I mean, shoulders fairly stable. Neck. Your head is dropped down, which strains the neck. Try to keep a neutral glaze, which is going to be very difficult to do if you're watching a phone. Especially you're, I don't know, the guy's probably looking at TikTok or something. Injury prevention. Significant arch in your lower back puts a lot of strain. What's next? Try incline plank. Eh. All right, let's try something else. And what does the save results do? I don't actually know what it does. It does nothing. Just exactly as I thought. That's what AI does. Sometimes they just put in things that doesn't do anything. Let's upload a new video. This time we'll look at something. Let's look at something bad. That's a very short video. Okay, let's do that. Let's take a look what it does. I mean, you can see in here we actually had a preview of the video, so which is kind of nice. But in the previous one that as we did, I mean, in the demo project, it's not even there. So let's see what the AI says. Overall rating so-so. It never says really bad, but this is actually really bad too. Hip is going crazy, and somebody's gonna get very hurt very soon. Everybody's going to incline plank. That's also very stupid. But anyways, that's AI for you. And let's take a look at what really happened in our free plank project. And as you can see, the AI point has now been consumed down to something like half, right? If you want to buy more for $10, that gets you 6 million. So that will give you quite a few checks. We have run 6 million it's like 6 million input tokens. So let's take a look what really happened. We got 3 tries. The first one was run inside a debugging session. The second one was run by me. I'm the first account, which is why it ends with 1. That's the only account that was registered. And this one went through the system prompt, which contains 2 things, a video and a text. The text is what we're used to because the text is completely static. In our prompt template, there was no dynamic data. So all the dynamic data is coming from the database, and that's what we saw previously. And the video obviously is the video. So the video, let's open it up. That's a video, and the video was, come on, that was the first one that we sent. And the second one, the second one is this guy here, and we can take a look at that. And again, it sent 2 messages, a system message, the video and the text, and then we have an answer. You can open it up like this if you want. It's somewhat easier to look at. And then, yeah, you can keep opening them up like this. All right, so we have done 3 analyses for a total cost of about 50,000 tokens. So each one is like 46, 45, 520. That was the amount of cost, point cost to us. That's for 3 analysis, and this is the amount of points that cost us. And then if we do, for $10, you're gonna get 6 million. You can do about 400 for $10. You can do about 400 analysis, and that comes out to be about 2.5 cents per analysis. Obviously, we are using one of the more expensive models in here, which is Gemini 2.5 Pro. If you switch to something like the Flash, it's going to be significantly cheaper, about 1/7 to 1/10. So we can also take a look at the result of that. We're using now Flash, and it's much quicker, and it's probably not too different. So let's sync that and run it on our actual project. And this time I'm going to publish it again. I'm going to use the Planck form body, the actual published address, rather than the debugging view. Come on, shouldn't take you this long. There we go. Should also have our video upload problem fixed, because initially I had a wrong video. Login, that's the same account. That's probably logged in because I already created an account. I'm gonna upload our really bad form video. This guy arcing his back up like crazy. This time even has a progress bar. Not bad. Okay, that's it. Uploading videos, obviously, this is busted because the state management in Lovable is now broken. Well, not in Lovable, in this particular project. So, hey, so this is now fairly quick, and it's also much cheaper. You can see we have consumed only about 2,000 points. So with that, it's a difference of like 7-8 times. So if you divide that by 7, each analysis now costs 0.3 cents. Okay, that is all I have for today in the live stream. If you guys have problems regarding this particular live stream, this project, the agent, how to use Lovable, you can ask now, or anything else. And what we did today, just a quick recap, we went from a need, which is found in Reddit. Somebody wants to do fitness app. We kind of narrowed it down to doing just planks. We showcased how it was done, and then we built in approximately half an hour or less. We built something that has an AI agent with proper user authentication, with dynamic data retrieval from a database, structured output in Momen. So that's our backend, which you can also use for front end construction. And then we built a front end in Lovable, where's my... It's good in Lovable. In Lovable, that has constructed the structured user interface for uploading and viewing the analysis result. And we also discovered there was a bug in our prompt generator. So if you want to try it out, you can go to our Vibe Architect Lovable on Momen and try out that on your own. Which itself is conveniently accessible through a banner on the top of the Momen website. Okay, thank you very much. Seems like there's no questions, and see you next time with some fancier stuff, probably with like payment and stuff integrated. Bye.